It's Wednesday, May 7th. This is a pre-open SPY video about 15 minutes before the open. Pretty straightforward pre-open kind of price action to consider this morning. First of all, you can see pretty wide range between the blue lines, the pre-market range, and at the moment we're right in the middle of it. We actually had an opportunity. It looked like maybe we were going to start higher as anticipated in the overall big picture, where we were kind of looking for a buy signal above the midpoint of this bar and making a 2 up and eventually kind of testing the highs of the previous week. But price has certainly fallen off a little bit right to the middle of the range. And actually these blue lines kind of align with the high and low of yesterday. So at the moment, we have a couple of interesting things developing. We're kind of, it looks like almost at the, we're going to open as an inside day from yesterday a little bit. And that could be tricky in terms of directional movement. And also as we can move on through the week, let's say today's Wednesday, whether we go up or down, it almost looks more and more, if we can't get a big push up, that we're unfolding with an inside week developing, and that can mean tricky trading in terms of follow through one way or the other. But at least on the daily chart, it's not like we have a bunch of inside bars kind of clustered together. So we're going to go with opening price action as always. Let's say we get some kind of green first bar in here to start and then breaks out to the upside. Anticipate kind of the domino effect where it moves up to the pre-market highs and the 2 up, taking out the highs of yesterday, and then that starts that 2 up that targets back to the highs of the week. So we'll see if that unfolds. If we go to the downside, you could see if we kind of want to take liquidity out down here, and each time we've come down early in the last 2 sessions, buying's come in, so it could be a false move, although you can go with it and then really see what happens at that inflection point. If an initial move can't really break through, the first bar and follow through to some of these targets and then come back through the first bar the other way, that could be the reversal signal. So let's say we go red here and come down and can't even hit this target and then have a green bar back to the first bar high. I'd buy that and see if that brings us the opposite way. But at the moment, it's just an inside bar here. So we want to see if that initial move, whatever it may be, after the first 15-minute bar can really build some directional movement towards the top or bottom of this blue, line range, and don't know if that's going to happen. So this could be a little tricky again. It doesn't mean you have to trade it. The key here is what we really want to see is a 2 up day, holding kind of above the midpoint of this prior day, and that targets the highs of the previous week, and it stays above the red line, which is that open of the month that we're kind of monitoring to see how this month continue. Does it continue higher, or is it going to stay red a little bit? So anyway, that's what's unfolding here in the morning. Let's just see how opening price action can meet either of those targets up or down, and then what happens at those inflection points if we get there. And the hope, given that we're still looking for that high of last week to be taken out, is that it does, drive us to the upside, but we don't know for sure. So maybe this pullback to the middle of the range is a good opportunity to get some kind of green first, like I said, a domino effect where you buy it and then it kind of works up and triggers the 2 up day, and then that triggers a strong rally to the highs of the week. So let's see if that unfolds, but if not, then it's going to be choppy, and keep that in mind.